Have you ever thought about retiring?
Why?
Uh, was there never a moment that you thought it might be time to retire, or you would want?
Why?
You come from you come from a generation a little older, and I think of Bob Hope, George Burns, Sinatra, people you knew, many of whom didn't want to or never retired either. Do you see similarities with them?
None.
None. What do you think drives people like you and them to want to keep working?
Because we do it well.
And how about what what's different about performing now for you than say 20 years ago? How is it different for you?
It isn't.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Have you made any? Do you have to make any concessions to being, older in your performing, or does it? How do you keep the material fresh for yourself?
By working at it.
You've had a number of health issues over the last few years, as many people your age do.
Anyone that's 90 does.
Anyone that's 90 does. Continuing to work, does that actually help you get healthier? Does being sort of busy and engaged, do you think that's actually helps you get healthier?
No.
Do you think it hurts? Like, do you think?
No.
You've been coming to Vegas you've lived here for a while. You've been coming here for a long time. How is Vegas different for you than when you first came here? When was the first time you performed in Vegas?
1947.
What can you tell me what Vegas was like when you first showed up?
It's not. It's the same.
It's the same.
Exactly the same.
Like what is it about Vegas that you like, or what is it about? Like how would you describe the place? Like when you show up in 1947, what was it? It wasn't a little bit of a dusty cow town. It was. What was it? What was it like?
A dusty cow town.
And do you still think of it as a sort of dusty cow town?
No.
And how about is performing in Vegas now for you different than it was then? Like just either the mechanics or the size of the.
No.
Not at all. And how about what's your audience like? Now you're still performing. You're 90. What's your audience like? Who are your fans? Are they different than they used to be?
No, they're still the same.
But you must have younger fans who.
Some are younger.
What do you think it is? Do you have any that attracts you to younger fans? Like how have you sort of maintained your audience over the years?
You tell them you're playing there and they show up.
And nothing different than that?
No.
How about you've had a long and distinguished career. Do you have a favorite period of your career, a part of your career you look back on as a moment when you were what's favorite, happiest, or your most creative?
What do you mean?
Well, like, is there a period in your career that you look back on where that was your happiest time or your favorite time?
When my partner was alive.
When your partner was alive. So working with Dean Martin, was that your favorite?
Yep.
Part of your career?
Yep.
And what made that partnership work for you? Like what was?
I'll show you some material, you'll know.
But if I'm not looking at the material, can you give me like a sense of like how it worked for you?
It was terrific.
And how about, do you have any advice for the young 80-year-olds about staying active at 90 to sort of
Get a day job.
get a day job? But
Mm-hmm.
you've never actually had a quote day job. You've been a performer your whole life, isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
And you just you just did a movie a couple years ago. It just is coming out. Max Rose. What was it like to step behind
What movie?
Max Rose? Right.
Yeah, I'm glad you remembered it.
What was it like performing again after not having done it for more than a decade?
It's great.
Like, is it like riding a horse? You never forget. What was it?
You never forget.
And was it at all scary or intimidating to come back?
Not at all.
Not at all. And you enjoyed it? Would you do another movie
Absolutely. We're planning one now.
for you to star in?
Mm-hmm.
And are you also? I think I read that you're also still writing some screenplays or doing work.
Right.
Is that right?
Yep.
Is it easier now to write a screenplay?
Nope. Just as hard.
Just as hard. And how about you take some time each day to write, or how do you do it in a dictaphone? How do you do?
If I tell you, you'll be doing it.
Well, I meant the sort of mechanics of it. Do you actually do you write by hand, or do you type it? How do you do it? You type it on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And so what are you're on tour now. What else do you have planned for this year, 90th year?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you have anything else lined?
Yeah, but nothing we want to talk about.
And so you've worked with a lot of people over the years. What do you have a favorite story about, like Dean or Frank Sinatra, or somebody that you worked with, over the years that you'd like to share?
Nope.
Not at all.
None.
How about, do you have an unfavorite story you'd like?
Nope. Not for this.
So I guess we're finished.
Sure. Anything else you want to?
No.
So we're finished.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, clean it out of here.
Hey Dhar Mann fans, I hope you love the message. Please remember, we're not just telling stories, we're changing lives. And when you share my videos, you're helping change your lives too. If you want to see more Dhar Mann Remake videos, go on channel on my mom's name, Karen Escalante, or on my channel, Cris Torres. I appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. Look at the outfit. Dhar Mann Studios.